For this workout, you're going to need a set of dumbbells, a kettlebell, and a barbell. If you don't have all those three things, you can just use dumbbells or whatever weight you do have, and I'll give you some modifications. Okay, so we're going to do a circuit of 3 supersets. We're going to do about 12 to 15 reps of each exercise. Okay, if you're ready, let's get into it. Starting with a squat to press, so feet are about hip width apart. Point those toes out slightly. Keep the dumbbells on the shoulders, push the knees against the band, and then squeeze up and press the dumbbells up overhead. If you're working with kettlebells, you can do a goblet squat instead here. So just holding the kettlebell underneath your chin at chest level. Keep the elbows in nice and tight. Make sure that you keep your chest elevated and your core tight. And if you aren't doing that PPT squeeze at the top of every squat, you are wasting your time. All right, dumbbells down. We're going to go straight into a dumbbell stiff leg deadlift. Nice flat back. Push the hips back, slight bend in the knee. You should feel a pull in the hamstrings, but only go as far down as feels comfortable. It's not about how low you go, it's about how you feel it. On the way back up, you want to dig through those heels, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward into a posterior pelvic tilt. Whatever you do, just make sure that you don't round your spine out. If you're rounding out, you've probably gone too far, so make sure that your back is nice and flat throughout. Dropping those dumbbells down, we've got 20 seconds, guys. So take the band off. You should be feeling quite warm about now. Heart should be pumping. So let's get ourselves into position for a sumo squat with our kettlebell. Take a wide stance, pointing the toes out. Draw the kettlebell in between your feet. Getting ready? Let's go. Squat down nice and deep. We're going to push those knees out. Make sure that they're tracking the toes. Keep the hips nice and open. Dig through the heels, squeeze the glutes, hips come forward into a posterior tilt. Just let the kettlebell hang in front of you. Don't yank your arms on this weight. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can just use a heavier dumbbell. Again, just holding it in front of you with both hands. Good job, set that kettlebell down. We're going to take the feet nice and narrow. Again, back nice and flat, and just let that kettlebell touch the ground before digging through the heels and squeezing those hips forward. So notice how I've got only a slight bend through my knee. I'm keeping my hips more elevated than I was with the dumbbells. Don't forget to squeeze those glutes. Again, you can swap the kettlebell for a set of dumbbells instead. Just try the different technique with the narrower feet and the higher hips and see how you go. As always, don't round your back out. Make sure that your spine is nice and flat throughout. Good job. We're going to have a little rest here. You should really be feeling it now. So move that kettlebell out of the way. If you have never done an overhead squat before, please stick to a back bar squat. If you're a complete beginner, you can just use dumbbells too, just resting them on your shoulders. Getting into position when you're ready. Let's go. Nice wide grip on the bar, holding it directly overhead. You're going to squat down, push those knees out, thighs to parallel. Keep the core tight, chest up. This will be a real balancing act as well. It's going to really test your core and your upper body strength. As always, dig through those heels, squeeze the glutes, strong PPT at the top. You're doing really good. Just don't stop, keep going, only a few reps left. Good stuff. Let's lower that weight down. Narrow your stance to hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Take a narrower grip on the bar. Again, let that bar drop down towards your toes, but only go as far as feels comfortable for you. Feel that pull through the hamstrings. Push the hips back, slight bend in the knee. Dig through those heels, hips forward, squeeze those glutes hard. Nice flat back. Do not round out through your spine. Is everything on fire? It sure is for me, guys. Only a few reps left. Don't stop. Make every rep count. Nearly there. And rest. Get ready for round 2. We're going to go into a dumbbell squat to press again, pushing the knees out on that band. Make sure you keep those elbows elevated and in nice and tight. As you're pressing the dumbbells up, you are squeezing those glutes hard. Core is locked tight. Try and get down to parallel. We want full range of motion, guys. Nearly there. Okay, dropping down the weight, we're going to start with the stiff leg deadlift. Feet are about hip width apart. Taking a slight bend in the knee, pushing those hips back. I'm really skimming my thighs with those dumbbells. Pushing those hips forward, squeezing the glutes. Posterior pelvic tilt. Just a few more reps. All right, putting those dumbbells down. A little bit of a rest here, taking the band off. Get into position for your sumo squats. Feet nice and wide, wider than hip width, pointing the toes out. Starting with that kettlebell in between your feet, push the knees out, hips open, squeeze the hips up. You want those thighs to come all the way down to parallel, so make sure that that kettlebell touches the ground. Chest stays upright, core tight, looking forward. Don't get sloppy, guys. I know this is getting hard on round 2. Let's keep going, keep pushing. And letting that kettlebell down, we're going to go into the narrow stance kettlebell deadlift. Feet nice and narrow, toes pointing forward. Only a slight bend in the knee here. Hips are higher. Let that kettlebell touch those toes. Flat back. Snap those hips forward, squeeze the glutes hard. Doing really good, guys. Just a few more reps left. Awesome job. Setting that kettlebell down. Another 20-second rest here. Let's move on to our barbell. Overhead squat if you are advanced. If not, back bar squat or front squat. Getting ready? Let's go. Feet hip width apart, pointing the toes out. Really keep that core tight and chest elevated. Don't let it drop. The key here is to imagine like you've got a broom stuck up your bum. Visuals. Keep the hips open, push the knees out. Chest up, looking forward. Every rep counts. Don't stop, you guys, we're nearly there. All right, dropping that weight down, narrower stance. Stiff leg deadlifts. Hips back. Take a bit more of a bend through those knees. Let that weight drop all the way down towards the feet. Snap the hips up. Squeeze hard. Posterior tilt. We're focusing on the stretch of the hamstrings on the way down and the squeeze of the glutes on the way up. Really good, guys. You're doing so good. Don't stop. A few more reps left. And rest. Round 3, let's go. Are you with me? Dumbbell squat to press. I know you're tired, but this is where we've got to really dig deep. Keep squeezing those glutes. You got this, ladies. Let's do it. Let's finish strong on this last round. Keep pushing those knees out on the band. Just a few more reps. And lowering that weight into stiff leg deadlifts. Bend through those knees, push the hips back. Stretch the hamstring, squeeze the glute. Let's go, girls. Don't get sloppy, keep that back nice and flat. Doing so good, just a few more reps. And setting them down, we've got 20 seconds rest, take that band off. Getting ready with our kettlebell. Nice wide stance, point those toes out. Sumo squat. Let's go. Full range of motion, ladies. I know you're tired, but don't get sloppy. Keep digging through those heels. Squeezing hard, chest up. You got this. Few more reps left. Good, setting that kettlebell down, narrow your stance, stiff leg deadlifts. Hips are higher, only a slight bend in the knee. Stretch the hamstring, squeeze the glutes, let's go. Keep that back nice and flat, don't get sloppy. Squeeze hard, girls. You're doing so good. Don't stop, we're nearly there. Awesome job. Set that kettlebell down, have a little rest. Get into position for your overhead squat or your back bar squat. Grabbing the barbell. Feet hip width. And let's go. Squatting down, full range of motion. Open up those hips. Keep the core tight. Don't let that chest collapse. Let's finish strong. Last round now, girls. Let's do this. Full range of motion. Dig through those heels. Posterior pelvic tilt at the top, squeeze hard. Just a few more reps here. And lowering that weight, narrowing the stance, straight into stiff leg deadlifts. Nice flat back. Taking a bit more of a bend through the knee. Push those hips back. Snap those hips up, squeeze those glutes. Let's finish strong now, girls. Don't get sloppy. Let's keep that pace up. Nearly there. Doing so good. I know it's burning. Just a few more. And there you go, ladies. That is the workout over. If you aren't sweating buckets, then you are a machine. Whoever said that you can't get the heart racing with weights clearly doesn't know what they're doing. I'm just going to crawl off into the distance here. I'll catch you in another video.